What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology retold action. In the right-hand corner of the map, the ladder dominator himself, it is Matador. He's playing as Isis. And in the left-hand corner of the map, playing as Odin. He's from the Keaton clan at the moment. His name is Pegasus, one of my favorite players to watch on the ladder. He's always coming up with unique ways to approach the game. He's often the player that comes up with some of the more meta strategies, and and funnily enough, sometimes he'll come up with something and then he'll get something nerfed very, very quickly, or at least it appears to be the case from time to time. He's playing the new and improved Odin here. Odin's had some fantastic glow-ups in the past patch, including an extra 5 or 10 HP, I can't remember, on the raiding cavalry. And also, the throwing axeman is also now doing better versus infantry units and much, much worse versus everything else, which, for the most part, is a buff. But, of course, there's going to be parts where that's going to be a nerf. So it's going to be up to the top players and everyone else, the meta setters, to sort of work out exactly what these changes mean and exactly where things are set. Now, we are seeing the Isis here from Matador. Recently, I put out a tier list. It was on the previous patch, but to be honest, well, actually, you know what? No. Lots and lots of stuff changed between the last patch and this patch. But I still am of the opinion that this god is not an S tier god anymore. That's my opinion. That's what I reckon. I don't think it's S tier. I don't even think it's in the A tier. I do not think this is a priority pick. I have not been seeing it getting banned. I have not been seeing it getting picked at all in tournaments. Now, it could just be that the fact that if you're playing a best of 3, we're watching the Thrones of the Titans at the moment. If you guys haven't really checked that out, there is a playlist you can check out, which has got all the games that I've covered live. Of course, you have to scroll through the game to find the games, but there's a lot of games there. They're all casted. It's got some fantastic production from Uros as well. And it is a $1,500 tournament with the support of Mill there as well. So if you want to check that out, you want to see some more Age of Mythology games, go click on that after this game. But what I haven't been seeing is players picking the Isis. And like I said, it could be that it's just the fact that it's a best of 3. Inside of a best of 3, if you select Isis or you select the Egyptians, then your opponent is very easily going to start counterpicking it. However, on the ladder, you're going to be meeting up against all 20, what is it now? 21? I can't. It's 4 plus 4 is 8, and then 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. Is that right? So 15 plus 8. Is that right? 24? 24 gods? There's 24 gods, right? I almost want to, I want to check my math on that, because anyways, there's so many gods, right, that if you pick one of the strong gods, it's got a couple of weak matchups. Sure, you're going to have some tough times against certain gods, but as long as you don't get hit by any of those bad matchups, you're good. But if you're in a tournament, someone can go, oh, you picked Isis, great, I'm just going to pick only gods that are good versus Isis. That guarantees me a good matchup in the series versus one of your picks. That sort of thing. But that's also true for pretty much every god at the moment in Retold. There are going to be good matchups. There are going to be difficult matchups. Not that it's impossible to win any matchup. Maybe some are out there. It's pretty rare to have an impossible matchup. But generally in tournaments, you're sort of hunting the good matchups if you can. And that's up to like how well you draft and all the other good stuff. We are seeing Classical Age coming in. It's going to be Bast from Matador. He's got that Eclipse. He's going to have that Sphinx. He's also going immediately into Sacred Cats, dropping himself Barracks down as well. And Pegasus is going for double Great Halls to kick this game off. Now, normally, if you spot your opponent going for a classical fight as Norse, my first gut reaction is I want to make sure that I'm getting Throwing Axemen going as soon as possible and raiding cavalry. So the Throwing Axemen are going to be there to basically prevent any sort of attacks, any sort of raids from spearmen, and also dealing with the axemen as well. to help protect your Hussar that are already out. And then the raiding cavalry are there to sort of frontline and also be prepared to charge in and kill the slingers when they come in to start being a problem. However, Matador here says, I am going to go for the second town center. He gets out a couple of axemen just to make sure that he's safe against any sort of early mass Hussar charge. And town center is coming through, but this town center, I mean, it's not terrible. There's a gold mine that's not too far from the town center, but this forest does make it a little bit challenging. If he can get in here and defend it, he should be good. He's got some hunt over here as well, but like I said, this is a little bit of a risk, and now the raiding cavalry are coming through from Pegasus. Pegasus not actually going to go for that position. Looking into the main base, there's no spearmen in just yet. And Pegasus will take the opportunity to take a small win here instead of going after the villagers. The guaranteed damage is always nice. One axeman down. Spearman going to come through here as well for Matador, as the raiding cavalry will circle around you. You can actually have a look at what Matador's done. He's got the entirety of his base lit up. If you want to charge in here, you will get spotted for the entirety of this this raid, unless he wants to stop and knock an obelisk down or something like that. Probably would be worth it. It's 5 gold gone. Gives him a little bit more of a more mobility around the enemy base, a little bit more sneakiness. The more sneaky you can be, the more good your raids can be as an armory. And market coming up from Matador right now. He's actually up onto this gold mine already, and Pegasus has also decided here, maybe a little bit on the safe, like too safe side of things, to go for a second town center. If I'm Pegasus, that's the town center I'm grabbing. We got it far away from the ISIS, just similarly far away like this one. Both of these are far away. But this town center here has got the back hippos. It's got a back gold mine. He's got a forward gold mine he can go on and then rotate off of that to the back gold mine. This one doesn't have anything on it, but he's going to grab it nonetheless. I think it was mostly just part of, he was already over on this side, I guess, and didn't want to make the long trek over here. But as Norse, long trek doesn't really matter, as the spearmen are now in. One thing here for the Egyptians that did get buffed and maybe changes things a little bit is the fact that the spearman now is actually doing damage versus cavalry units. It's now actually doing damage. It's doing a grand total of 12 damage per second versus the raiding cavalry, which is a nice boost for them. But with the thrown axeman doing more damage, it's going to become very much a micro test in those fights. So you got to be very careful. Walls coming up over onto this side as the barracks getting dropped down. We will see a couple of units coming in. Priests come through there and they scare off the units for the time being here. But Matador really doesn't have a whole lot of stuff up. He's just dropped his prosperity. It's going to shoot him up to 1,000+ gold. He can go into farms if he wants to. I should note that there is back hunt over here, so it's not like there's nothing. And Matador in a little bit of trouble here as the raiding cavalry Hussar shenanigans from Pegasus do punish him a little bit. Send him packing. He's on the back foot. Throwing axeman now coming in. I want to see Pegasus applying pressure over here. We do have a watchtower coming down from Matador. I like this move, but you do need to make sure that with a watchtower comes walls. Very, very important. If you don't have the wall up, then this tower is a little bit lackluster, if you ask me. He's got the wall over here, which is nice, as the Pharaoh does get spotted, but great control from Matador to pull back there for the time being, as the units will take this fight. There's just no resources in the bank for Matador to actually make units. He's got no wood. He's got no food. He needs farms. He's pre-queued out Nephthys here. And the towers are up, and that does force Pegasus to get out of here. So very, very nice idea for Matador. I think Matador can take off of this gold mine, jump onto these crown crane for the moment. That would be a pretty nice move to go for, but we're seeing him come over onto the back position. He does have his walls set up all on the bottom side. But still, Pegasus has got this opportunity here to continue to apply pressure if he wants to. He's got a forest fire. I'm not sure if that's going to be a huge amount of help, but a forest fire on the back here, if he can charge through and prevent the villagers from getting through, he can kind of get some bonus damage in there. There's no monument on this position for the time being, but it looks like with the 2 towers set up, Matador gets what he wants. He has forced out a whole bunch of units. He's getting to the heroic age. He's getting Krenin. He's going for adds of wet, and his hand axe, getting ready to start maybe moving into some chariot archers. I know that Matador loves his what are they called? cavalry archers more than anyone else. But he's going to be able to drop a Migdol stronghold down onto this position and be in a good spot. But he really should drop a monument in here. Yes, he's already got 2. Maybe he could delete. There he goes. That's chef's kiss. Couldn't have asked for a better decision there from Matador. 3rd monument and into Scorpion Men here in the heroic age with chariot archers is going to be something very, very difficult, I'd say, for Pegasus to deal with. Pegasus will have to go into Goaty, he'll have to go into Frost Giants, he'll have to go into Hersa, which allows your chariot archers to have a lot more value. So you also have ballistics already coming through there for Matador as well. His Migdol stronghold will be up. The walls are all getting placed over onto this side. And we are also going to be seeing Pegasus taking full control of his map by just walling everything himself, as basically Matador is playing a turtley game and he should get walled in. If you ever get, like, if your opponent is ever turtling, you kind of have 2 options. Option number 1 is just grab town centers, because if they're hard turtling, you just grab all the town centers and then you get your economy going and you're going to be able to win the game a little bit later, as we do have the Ancestors Eclipse getting dropped down. But Pegasus is already over here with a decent amount of units. The Valkyrie are going to be really good here, actually, to take out these minions. And I don't think this Ancestors Eclipse is getting at all. Maybe a villager goes down or 2, but I don't think this is going to get... Oh, not even this villager going down. It's still somehow alive. The minions... Matador sees it. He's like, I want to kill the villager. Okay, gets it. So it gets 1 vill kill, a little bit of idle time for 2 god powers. Now, I must say, about... What was it? Maybe like 6 months ago when they changed this? Before they changed the minions used to have 0 negative bonuses versus villagers. This was really oppressive. You could drop an Ancestors Eclipse basically down on top of a whole bunch of units and villagers, and then you'd kill off like 10 villagers if you didn't run them, if you didn't have like garrison placed for them. Now it's obviously less good at that, but it is still very, very good to combine an Ancestors Eclipse with a whole bunch of Scorpions. Matador is now building Scorpions, but without Eclipse, now I start to say this feels a little bit less powerful. This is not what my idea was. My idea is Scorpion Man, Ancestors Eclipse, Chariot Archer, big fat damage. Of course, there is the Frost in, so you have to be playing around that. But part of the fact of the matter is, if you have the Scorpion Men in, if you have the Ancestors Eclipse ready to use, then your opponent won't want to click Frost. So you're basically able to utilize those units without any problems. That's my point there. As Matador coming in, gonna hit the villagers over onto this side, as the Camel Rider is onto this side as well. And you should be able to take somewhat of a fight over here, as Matador trying to just kill off as many villagers as he can. I really don't like I really don't like when players go for these specific types of raids. If there's units here, you've got to sort of respect that. He's losing a lot of stuff, and now he's getting caught in on this position. He will be able to break out, but it gets out with 1 villager kill, dropping 2 or 3 Camel Riders. Nice play from Pegasus. Great defense there. And Matador is out, and the walls will have to continue to be dropped, and that's going to be a good little spot there for him, as 4 Scorpion Men are in. Now, I'm not sure about this. I'm really not. I think the Scorpion Man is either bugged or not consistent with every other sort of unit's damage in the game. I'm not sure. It's just one of the units that if I'm wrong on this, then I don't need to see a change. But if I'm right on this, this is a change. This is a buff I'd like to see for the Scorpion Man. I think that its poison doesn't stack, which isn't consistent with anything else. Now, I could be wrong on that. Don't take my word. Go check it out. But I did a little test in the last patch, and I think I noticed that that's the case. So I don't know if it's intentional or what, but I do know that units like the Spearman with Anubis, the Spearman thing, whatever it's called, the Spearman Anubis tech, do stack. I know that Bleed stacks. I know that I know that there's a lot of stuff that stacks, basically. As the Chariot Archers coming through, there goes the Frost. And there goes the Hill Fort. And this is 110% what I was talking about. This should not be happening to the Isis here. If he gets frosted, you're like, great, now I click Ancestors Eclipse, and after I come out of the Frost, even with the Hill Fort here, I win this fight, because the Scorpion Men are going to be so strong. But unfortunately here for Matador, he is in a little bit of a tricky spot. Portable Rams coming through. We do have a whole bunch of heavy Herdmen here as well, which I absolutely love the inclusion of this unit versus what Matador is doing. You effectively need to make Axemen now if you are the Isis. If you're not making Axemen versus those Herdmen, they will make your life a living hell. As the Frost does come out, Migdol's up at the top, starting to go down by the Portable Rams here. As the villagers will come over and start shanking. We don't have the upgrade for the... Or we do have the upgrade for the villagers, excuse me. 69 HP means it's in, so survival equipment is in, so we're getting that bonus damage. And that's going to be a Portable Ram or two going down. That's all the units here for Matador do end up dying, and a lot of that is credit to the Herdmen. Once they get on top of those Chariot Archers, it is just game over for them. Yeah, the Chariot Archers technically counter the Herdmen, but the Herdmen, if they're actually attacking and they're in range of the Chariot Archers, they're doing a very, very substantial amount of damage. For some reason here, we are seeing throwing Axemen from Pegasus, which is a bit interesting. Actually, I want to tell you, is there a Herdman out? Are they all dead? I need to tell you guys exactly how much damage they do. There's not a Herdman out. I'm sad. Next time we see one, I'll try and click on one. But they are very, very, very powerful. There's the Chariot Archers pulling back for the time being. Migdol Stronghold for Matador. Camel Riders coming back out. Lots and lots and lots of wood in the bank right now for Matador. He is over onto this position. I'd love to see this getting locked up with walls, and Migdol's this position as well getting locked up, and potentially also a trade route started already for Matador, because this game has the potential to very much go very, 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 very late here. So you want to get prepared for it. You want to always be ready. We see the Portable Rams coming back in up onto the top side. Tier on the way now as well for Pegasus, because his macro is so clean. I think if Matador's macro was a little bit cleaner, he would also be able to be going to the Mythic Age here as well, but that's not an option for him just yet. Another thing here is you could potentially just convert one villager into a Berserk, drop this town center. That wouldn't be a terrible usage of resources there either, as more raiding cavalry are coming in. And the Portable Rams back in to deal with this as the Pharaoh gets brought over here to deal with the Frost Giants. There's 4 Frost Giants in right now as those are getting taken out quickly. Villagers will shank down the Portable Rams here as well. And they do manage to actually deal with the Scorpion Mans fairly well, but while this is all going on, Vegas is still applying pressure, and to some degree I don't think he is keeping Matador in the heroic age. Matador should be able to click up, and he does. He's going Thoth. Thoth makes some sense, though potentially Osiris might have been the better shout here, as these Frost Giants do end up going down. The Scorpion Man does end up going down. More Frost Giants are coming in. Like, yes, the Frost Giants are dying, but here's the thing. Your opponent is forced to make all of these priests. The Pharaoh gets off the resources. He has to fight. They're dealing with Scorpions. It's not like they're dying for free. This is 110% worth it here for Pegasus to continue building these in this game, even with a handful of priests out. Like, you want to just keep on going. If there's like 20 priests out, maybe kill off the priests first, drop a couple of temples, and then build them after they're all dead. And there goes the Fimble Winter, though, as Pegasus gets to the Mythic Age. Going to be hitting all of the villages they have to garrison. It's just a little bit of economic damage here. Of course, Matador will still be able to get a little bit of gold. Wolves up onto this side. Do get creative with a little bit of defense, as he gets luckily on the bottom side here as well. Huge amounts of gold to come through. But this is a very, very large help for Pegasus to get set up and start really controlling this game. What he probably should be thinking about is, can I secure this gold mine? Trying to break this and stop this gold mine from getting grabbed now and getting the corner sorted at this point, that's probably not priority one. Priority one is grab this, maybe down onto this position here and attack that. But yeah, like you don't need to keep going up onto this top position here, I don't think. But we'll see what Pegasus's plan is. He's trying to get all his resources or his economic upgrade. Yes, economic upgrades in. Military upgrades are pre-queued, but the resources aren't in just yet. Both players have got equal villager count, which generally favors the Norse. They had a little bit more resources than the Egyptians, even with the Pharaoh involved. It's only hitting like 20 villages or something, generally speaking. Over onto this side, we do have the villagers breaking through this wall, chopping down the forest. He can charge through here and maybe look to claim this corner of the map, which can be very, very helpful. But champion chariots on the way. Meteor does get dropped down onto this position, and Pegasus, he can simply just go into spread formation here and run, and he's going to get out with those 6.6 speed raiding cavalry. But Matador, that is a defensive Meteor. That's not the Meteor you want to be using. Of course, he couldn't help it there. He has a little bit of problems trying to get his units out, but it's not the Meteor you want to be going for here. As Tusk of Apatamut coming in, we also see heavy war elephants. And he wants to go into his war elephants here as the Huskal. Do they have the bonus versus buildings yet? Yes, they do. He's got himself bravery, so he's going to be able to take down Migdol strongholds very, very quickly here. He's just deciding to go after the villagers onto this position as they'll turn around and start shanking. Pegasus is going to immediately run. Don't want to tango with the pointy sticks or the pointy knives. He does have swords, though. Swords tend to beat pointy knives, but if there's lots and lots of pointy knives, then I guess the swords do end up losing there. As the raiding cavalry versus war elephant situation coming in. But Herdmen are already queued out. And the big upgrade that you actually need for your war elephants for them to be super strong, it's actually champion elephants. And to get to that, you probably need to take about 15 villagers off of wood and put them onto farms somewhere. As Pegasus coming in. We'll be able to take out the catapult. You can also go after the Migdol stronghold here, as well as the chariot archers kind of tickling the Huskal at the moment with that 71% pierce armor. While that's all going on, you can then use this position now to charge over and take out the chariot archers. We are now seeing actually axemen coming in, but they have 0 upgrades. I gotta say, I think this is maybe instead of going up for the war elephants here straight away, maybe sticking in with chariot archers, axemen, and Camel Rider, considering already teched into it, would have probably been the more solid approach. There's the Phoenix Egg over here. We'll go down. The Goaty are in, so they deal with that. Over onto this side, though, villagers on this wood line do get spotted by Pegasus. He's very quick to deal with this. Already has himself a hill fort up. Already building units. He can wall this back off as well. There's the fight still going up onto this side. And Pegasus actually, I'm not sure he's quite winning this fight here. I think that Matador is sort of in front. He's winning these fights. He's going to be good. The elephants do actually deal with the ballista pretty well as well. Generally, the ballista are accounted to infantry and ranged units, funnily enough, if you have enough of them and you have enough defenses there. But the unit that beats the ballista are going to be cavalry. Cavalry do, and the elephant is indeed a cavalry unit. And it also moves faster than the ballista as well, so there is that. However, when you get Herdman in, now that's going to be a scary thing for these elephants to deal with. If he does come through, you're going to start getting a couple of whacks off before actually ending up dying. Migdol stronghold on this side will end up going down as Matador moves over onto this position. His camel caravans coming in from this top side. He's got 5 out at the moment. They're going to take a while to kick in, and we also have in the bottom corner of the map here the market coming in for Pegasus to start his own trade route, as he is also going to be running out of gold soon. But this is also kind of why I was suggesting if Pegasus just aims to secure this position, he gets this gold mine, and Matador is out of gold tier. Just like completely out of gold tier. Which also gives more time to set up the trade route as well for Pegasus. But Pegasus came over, he dealt with his corner, he's got that secured now, that's good. Now all Pegasus needs to do is harass this gold mine, and he should be in a good position. Matador does go up to 45 villagers on food, but that's 19 on berries, and that's only 80 food left there. So he's going to... And the main base actually going down by the portable ram raids. Great play from Pegasus there. That stops the trade route as well and slows down the food gather rate, of which is very, very important here for Matador to get his trade route together. We are going to be seeing some Fenris Wolves coming through, but priests are in already. To some degree, I feel like if the priests are in, just run the myth units, try and take the priest down, and then once the priests are out, now charge in with the myth units. I feel like that's always a valid way to go. Like, you don't have to sit in there and just tank all the damage when you have the speedy myth unit. The only time that's not valid is when you've got the slow myth units. But generally, the slow myth units have got a lot more tankage, and it allows you to sit them in the fight while you then take out the priests, basically. Nonetheless, villagers in this middle position trying to grab these berries. Matador knows he needs this, but look at the difference in villager count now. He's dropped down to 40 villagers, and Pegasus does manage to take the dub in this game, showing off some mighty fine Odin play. The only real thing here that Pegasus probably could have done to make this easier on himself was to secure this spot rather than going full craziness up the top. But he played this so well. Very, very nice game. Matador, on the other hand, where did he really go wrong is the big question. I think it was mostly inside of the barracks units. Chariot Archer, Camel Rider, and Axeman are probably the units, or Chariot Archer, Spearman, Axeman, are probably the only units you really want to build until you get to champion. Once you get those three units sort of lined up, then you can start thinking, all right, now let's get our elephants. Now let's get our other type of units out or whatever. I guess also the Ancestors Eclipse play, I don't think that one was very good. Much better to just hold on to it. The Frost is, I would say the Frost is more value than Ancestors Eclipse, especially if you've got those Scorpion men in. Alternatively, he could have also saved the whole thing for a Mythic Age, where Ancestors Eclipse, Frost comes down, but you've got those Phoenix flying above that basically don't get frosted and can kill off any units that are trying to sit on that position, and they build really, really fast. So you can kind of catch your opponent at full pop, build out 5 or 6 Phoenix, Ancestors Eclipse before the Goatee come in, and you are going to win that fight before the Goatee come in, and then you're on the front foot for the rest of the game. Nonetheless, a very well-played game from Pegasus. Let me know what you guys think in the chat. Is Norse too strong now? Is Egyptian too weak? Is the balance state really, really good? Did the more skilled player win? Those are always the right questions to ask. If you guys enjoyed the game, make sure you hit the follow on the Twitch, on the YouTubes, and check out the tournaments on the weekend. And I'll see you guys in the next one.